Well, going over something that someone had brought up in the Maura Murray timeline of the what is it? Yeah, brain farts, you know. What the hell is his name? Reddit comments. Someone had mentioned this guy here, Keys, K-E-Y-E-S. I want to say Keys, or Keys, but his last name is K-E-Y-E-S. I started reading into this, going through some articles. One of them started to get good, but the problem is, and I figured out later on, this guy wasn't nowhere near Maura Murray in 2004. And I'll get that too in a minute. But this dude here was really one insane, crazy bastard he was. Very sick, very demented. He was on the lines in terms of being a Ted Bundy. But Bundy, as they claim, this guy and him are the only difference between them. Bundy had a charactered woman that he liked. Long brown or black hair, parted in the middle, so say a hippie style hairdo. You know, back in the 70s, that was a real huge trend with the hairstyle. Even Cher had that hairstyle, a long, parted in the middle, hairline in the middle, and he loved them type of women. And of course, another thing Bundy had was an evil, demented, twisted thing against his mother. This other guy, he just liked to kill random people, preferably coupled up. Men, women, it doesn't matter, young girls. But he would not kill a kid, it says. But a teenage girl is a kid, so that only goes to show the brain-wise that way towards that sentence. How dumb he really was. But he did make it to Vermont, and he did make it to New Jersey. In between, there could be more murders and things, but I found out clearly he was not nowhere near New Hampshire, even though the person that wrote in the Reddit comment stating that this guy said New Hampshire was his stomping grounds, which I don't know how, because I mean, whether or not there's people out there, and he started killing between 1998 and got caught in 2012. But he literally had the time between 2001 and 2009 to hold himself together, or even maybe earlier than that, which I'll show you in a moment. This was one of his victims. This is where I first read, and I thought maybe he could, because there was no damn timelines on this one, I believe, but it wasn't in 2004, as I figured it out later on. But this one literally had truck and drove off, which he had this woman go to an ATM or a bank, or footage show on how afraid this girl was. I can't even say that name. Keoning was at the time. She had ordered to put her hands up and kneel on the ground as he abducted her, but I think he brought her into a store to get out money or whatever, but once again he forced her into a truck and drove off. Later on, I found out that this guy literally left her in a lake, a cabin he lived in. I believe it was New York. I'll show the name later on. You can check him out, but I'm clearly going with this guy had nothing to do with Maura Murray due to the fact that he was not even around, and I'll show you why, like I said in a minute. But this guy traveled all through the United States. But like I said, he held it together because he had a daughter. And that's the reason why he said he don't kill kids. Oh, he had a daughter and he respected kids. But if you're a serial killer, you don't give a goddamn rat's ass on who you kill. And for whatever goddamn reason that he got a wife and a kid, and all of a sudden, and she was from an Indian tribe, mind you, Native American, Washington State. Very bizarre guy this guy was. He was very intelligent, though. He made it to having his own contracting business out in Alaska. But yeah, he traveled like Bundy. And there was some similarities, but of course, like I said, not many. And he did a ransom with this girl, had her eyes open, but she was dead. Literally left her for a couple months, went back, put her up. I don't know how he did it, a couple weeks or something, and put her up for ransom for $30,000. But, I think specialists for the photo determined her dead. So he didn't even, continue with that. But the only way he got caught is because he had this woman's credit cards, and he kept withdrawing money with it and using it because the girl had given him the password or whatnot. But that was in 2012, December 1st, I believe. And then the little puss bag kills himself in jail. But moving on, he goes, Ranger was about to go off duty. He says, I'm driving. I see this guy, balcony, a white male. This is, I guess, where they caught him. He's at the motel. He got caught in a Ford Focus. This guy literally used to rent cars, go miles out of the state. Go 2 states, 3 states, however the hell he did it. He used to learn from crime TV shows. Put a little bit too much of details in there, did they? Like CSI or, like Ice-T and whatever. I forget the damn one he's. I think it is CSI. Well, you know what I mean. All them kind of crime shows, or maybe even Forensic Files, and learned how to outrun. And he used to take his battery out of his cell phone so the towers wouldn't track it, so forth. But this is a whole nother thing I gotta go over. This guy, wow, what a frickin' freak. But he confessed to 11 murders. They say there's 12 or there could be more. He did a couple bank robberies, I believe. Tupper Lake, New York. And I believe that might be where he lived. And as you can see, April 2009 also told authorities he burglarized a Texas home. See, that's how this guy got around. Then he got to 2009 in April. Went to have killed a woman in New Jersey. Buried her near Tupper Lake in upstate New York, because I believe that's where his house was. And then in Vermont, Bill and Lorraine Courier of Excess, Vermont, he broke in, raped the wife, killed the husband, tied them up, driving him to an abandoned farmhouse. That's another thing that caught my eye, was the farmhouse. And everything that was in the Maura Murray case. All kinds of stuff, and that other woman from Vermont where the car was backed into the barn I speak of. But their bodies have never been found. He hid a murder kit, which later used them on the Currys to kill him. Then he found a new hiding place there. It says in Parrishville, New York. But this is what, all these murders, bodies not found, blah, 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 the truck, the friggin' barn, all the same crazy stuff that the 112 dirtbag brings out. I'm about to wonder if he got this idea from this guy, just to push it off towards him, maybe. Huh? Think of that. But 2004, right here. Oh, I wanted to show this before I get into that. There's the pin drop of the Indian tribe He literally lived on a reservation. And that's there up in the top corner. There's a big area there. I mean, I ain't gonna map it out, but right there is where he was living when Maura Murray disappeared. They say he got out of the military in 2001, then moved to Anchorage in 2007. Anchorage, Alaska, in 2007. After his girlfriend found work here. So his girlfriend found work here up there in Alaska. They moved up there, but all the time from 2001 to this date, 2007, he was living right there on that reservation. And I don't think if there was any key evidence that that guy left this place in 2004, I think it already would have been up. He was there with his wife and daughter. So I don't know how he maintained himself through this time, but the killings beforehand was in Washington, like I said, Vermont, New Jersey, and there was some other towns that he went to, but no New Hampshire had coming up on anything yet. I will get his full face up in a minute. A self-employed carpenter and a handyman is what he went up to Alaska. He was considered competent, honest, and efficient. Sometimes these brainiacs like this have in that part. Hey, don't know a serial killer or a killer unless they want to reveal themselves. And this guy got away with a lot, and it could be a lot more than 12 to 11 murders like they say. I can just imagine. But this woman claims that she never got any bad, weird, scary, odd vibe from him in any way, shape, or form, says Paul Alderman, and this is an attorney. But I think the girlfriend was also floored to learn of his double life. According to David Cantors, her friend, the wife, he had everyone fooled. He had this told Associated Press in an email. That is the scary part. Hey, Ted Bundy, giving his good looks, giving out the good old, hey, how you doing? Casual little piece of, ease back, laid back mind. Hey, how you doing? Roll with it. Go with it. And then all of a sudden he's a friggin' monster. The people were calling this guy, like any other serial killer, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Best way to describe it. But as you can see right here, like I said, in 2007, after this, he started going on the other killing sprees. And none of this led to New Hampshire. So I'm debunking that he went to New Hampshire and got a hold of Maura Murray. There would be 101 to 1,000 chance that he just went to, Haverhill and just happened to drive down a back road of 112 or whatever, which he did scope people out, don't get me wrong, but I think the wife and I think the tribe would have monitored his living status and would have said something if he even left, let's say, to do a day trip or a 2-day trip. Something insanely, but he ain't gonna cross the country of the United States in that much time to go there, come back, and hey, happy-go-lucky guy. I think he was at that reservation through 2004 up till 2007, and that was it. He had enough of being the family man, family life, and the old kicking back in the brain, kick back in, and he wanted to go do some more lovely deeds, as so-called, what they call it. Shut up, Ted. But anyways, I wanted to show this, debunk it, because like I said, he was at the reservation ever since he got out that army or whatnot, or he was just trying to find someone. Who knows what clicked the switch off. That's the crazy thing. Then have a kid, then live this many years with this woman, and all of a sudden, flick it back on, and then just go back out and do the same thing he did. But my friggin' eyes, I forget what position I'm in the yard here. Anyways, So I wanted to go over this because someone had asked about it. I ain't gonna go back and waste my time on that website, Reddit, because I'm sure anybody ain't gonna say, you don't know your ass from your elbow. But hey, looking in, and I get my stuff from articles right here. Articles, that's how I do my thing. I looked through 5, 6 different articles. Last night I only probably looked through 2. 1, 2 were the same pretty much, and then this one came up, and then right there was the was determined that he was nowhere near Maura Murray. But I want to go over one more thing and give a description of the man responsible for all this thing. Because like I say, there's a lot of bodies that are not found and probably would never be even discovered. But hey, what the hell can you do? The guy, piece of crap, is now dead. Frickin' piece of crap. Took the easy way out, did he? So let's put his little pussy bag face up for everybody to see. Goddamn dog. Hey, here's the Joker. To me, looks like a friggin' Sally sissy bitch. Well, man, if he was still alive, I'd say it to his face. Little bitchy looks. This is the type of man that I say has the little PD and compensate for something is right. Likes to be the big bad monster. That's what I think. Oh, did you have a little bad love life? Well, he's dead. But anybody wants to look up this guy, Israel Keyes, I think, Keys, whatever. Let's just call him, and be safe to say we can call him Shitbag. Shitbag number 1. So 1996 to 2012, but like I said, I don't think he was nowhere near Maura Murray on her disappearance because he was up in the tribal area. Anyways, that's that story. My thoughts, my theories. Someone asked, hey, I gave my own answer. Till that next but until that next video, be safe, take care, and always beware. You don't know who the hell's out there like this. Just driving around, looking for random people. Someone like to put a knife right across his throat. Be careful, people, they're out there. Out.